Okay, so here's your homework 3.6, and I chose to do number 8 because when we multiply A and C together, we end up getting a really big number. So I went ahead and did this one for you. So when I look at this, the first thing I want to do is make sure it's in standard form, which it is, and I want to pull out a GCF. Well, they don't share any R's. 9, 88, and 63 don't have any common multiples. So the only thing that I want to pull out here is going to be a negative. That's going to change the sign of everything that is left over. So I get 9r squared, a positive 88. Okay, so here's your homework 3.6, and I chose to do problem number 8. This one ends up having a really big number that when we multiply A and C together, so I went ahead and did this one for you guys. So when I look at this, first thing I want to do is make sure it's in standard form, which it is, and then I want to see if I can pull out a greatest common factor. And unfortunately, the 9, the 88, the 63, they don't have anything in common, and they don't share at least one R because the 63 has no R's. So the only thing I can do is what we talked about today was pulling out a negative. So I end up with a positive 9r squared, a negative 88r, and a positive 63. When I pull out that negative, you have to remember to change all of your signs. So that negative is just going to kind of hang there until the very end when I'm going to put them back on the outside of my fully factored problem. So what I'm going to do is just start going through the steps here. The first step that I want to do is I need to multiply and find AC. Well, when you multiply 9 times 63, you get 567. So yeah, that is a little bit of a big number. So it makes the puzzle that we have to solve now a little bit harder, but I mean, it is possible. Why don't you take a moment and pause the video and see if you can find some factors of 567 that add up to be a negative 88. Okay, so I did pause the video, and it took me a couple of minutes to figure this out. One thing I know is that both numbers have to be negative, and in messing around with it, I found that the two factors I want are negative 81 and negative 7. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and expand that B term over here. Let's see if I have room. I'm going to slide the screen over just a little bit. Here's step number 3. And I'm going to get 9r squared minus 81r minus 7r plus 63. Okay, and it doesn't matter the order that the 81 and the 7 are in. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do factor by grouping just because I feel like it's a little bit less guesswork here. Okay, and when I look at 9 and 81, I know they share a 9, and they also share an R, so I'm going to factor him out. And what's left over is an R minus 9. Okay, they only share 1 in common, that's good. And that's my linear term, R to the first power. And then here, I need to pull out a negative in the second group, and 7 and 63 share a 7, which is good because that's going to leave me with R n minus 9. Okay. So my leftovers match. My GCFs I put together in one parentheses, because literally I'm changing this problem right here, this point, which is like a distributing problem, I'm just rewriting it to be a binomial multiplication problem, which is something that we've already done. So I bring down one of my leftovers, and then if I slide back over here, I need to remember that I pulled out a negative, so I need to put a negative in front. And this would be the final answer to that homework problem. Okay, so hopefully that 567 didn't cause too many issues, but it's like a numbers game that we have to play with.